all around the world. Time for we swing these concepts, starting from Salone to go all around the world. So good afternoon, Tona. Big up, good afternoon. San Node, in my own area, Salone, so far now in season, alhamdulillah to that, but other parts of the world, the crisis is heavy with the humidity, with the heat, with the hot, with the warm, with whatsoever you want to call up, it's just tiggy now other places them, So I be promising a small, talk of, a previous dog I just beget, but I don't go narrate too much. Unfortunately, MIA, missing in action. But we'll get to that. I'll pick up something from Awana2, the blogger, about a few days ago or last week. It says some of you French still will be undermine you, will be they defame you or talk of you or not be believe in what you do. It said the time where you succeed by what you do, now some of them friends and they try for come back for be friends. They say, but there's a difference now. Not to me talking. Now what to me is Awana2 blog, They say you don't go accept again for be friends. They say, but you go look at them as a fan. They say because now what thing they do, now they always they watch, and they will always be a fan, but they never ever get that friendship, trust again with you. And a very deep, profound, talk this woman talks to, And I experienced that. We get some people who can say that's not friends them, but not side friends them. Watch the people who always smile to you. Watch them. Watch the people who tentatively or also they watch you every day. They watch you, they know what you do, but they pretend like say, no, know what you do. Watch the one in back, what do you do? And I can't ask you some big full questions there. At the end of the day, you got to be rhetoric. Just not getting what they expect for you from you. Watch them come out some man in there. So, what you will only learn, what you not used to, not on the practice and as alone. Because the American way, I go tell you how you did, or if I say distance me, you distance. But in the salon where you go for play on the Creole pattern, what person give you white teeth, you back smile to her. Behind the white teeth. If you wise enough, self, laugh to her like say not wrong. Laugh to her and play with her. You go down sense and say this are the infidel, the one are the bad apple. But laugh with her. That's how you take know them. So we don't know them. So unfortunately, we can't talk of serious things and serious crises. I will post small clips them on this woman dog when I got her phenom. Like narrator small no more. Now be 3 days ago, now be a Thursday, 3, 4 in the morning, and they every the dog they cry, and it be they rain heavily. Now for let you know, say we people in wicked in this country. All man in this area, right before my house, opposite the gutter. I mean opposite the first gutter we reach to the next, because we get a gutter near to me. People in hearing this dog they cry. People in the past, nobody no go rescue this dog here. Nobody. I wake up asleep at I hear this dog they cry. Then 4 o'clock in the morning. And I know some a small puppy they cry. So what I do? I come on out for observe for see who side the noise to come out. Luckily, the comrade dog, a charge for go see what's in Peking. So I watch the comrade dog who side they go, and then myself follow. And end up for find out say this dog here they inside gutter. I pull and rescue and the dog gladdy. The next day the comrade dog come for taking Peking, the Peking no go. The following day we're not tired. The following day the comrade dog come back, I allow him. He suckle the Peking. He try for can go, the Peking no go. They follow and say he return, he come back. But I know saying that the enemies there around me and they can't take him. That's what it can happen. And they're not going to be able to feed them. They're not going to be able to take care of them. And the most important thing, they're not going to be able to train them. It's just like when they're not able to train the young Peking, they wouldn't get in the house. The young Peking and they pass dog them first. Because the attitude and behaviors them is uncharacteristics. And not clear. Something wrong some side. So if you get more man, they won't able to raise their own Peking them. Then they go take dog, when you able care for. At the end of the day, na streets dog no more demand. You know? Now make inside America, I don't know what things in a lot of lie. The American dog, then they let them privacy personality. You know, they say American dog, then a neighbor house. Always and they would stay owner them. Then train them for they would stay owner them. In and out now would stay owner them. They learn for understand and owner them. So if you born picking a salo, you picking not understand you. Now dog you they raise. If you born picking a salo, they listen to you. Just the all kind of what's yourself. It don't go out of line. 1 minute out of line. It really don't go out of line. Now dog you they raise. Now streets now. You don't get control. So I go post a clip. A man is small, but not too much me because the dog what gets, the woman dog, if you don't accept this small dog as his own, you know, the first to first can this dog here, the woman dog, it back, it vex, and everyone tolerates her. But a fair way for make sure so they use, you know, till the next day, you see all to the play. So this morning, the way I see me woman dog sit down, it looks sad. You know, when I go say our dog looks sad. Yeah, but my dog is sad. It's sad. Yeah, so now my dog had a feel for. But luckily now woman dog. Let God make, you know, the enemies them back, the infidels say we get a witch at, no killer on time. Because they don't kill past 2, 3 of me dogs them. You know? I take a woman dog because I get a man dog, they kill her. So now let's continue. Let's start this. I want it small. We go all around the world. You know, now a very sensitive issue. You know, that's another one talking. But the infidels, and they know themselves. They wouldn't see me back, then they smile. They know themselves. You know, but we smile back to them. Inside Ukraine, and there's I mentioned and talk, say what's in the take place now buff. Now buff. At the end of the day, now the Ukrainians then just get for loss. And they get for lost this battle. You know? What's now America, they probably, you know, the US or NATO. What's in NATO, they try for incite Ukraine for do. Even though they not come out with this publicly, but for allow Russia for take certain portion of the land. For allow Russia for do that. You know? So that means the American man and really no one going to conflict with Russia. And another sign for let you believe what I just talked to, that they try to do trade right now, based on criminal system. People they want to be detained, the Americans they want to be detained inside Russia, then the Russians they want to be detained inside America for certain crime system. You know? Now that's now the American man and they try to do, for negotiate then deals there. You know? So they go do, you know, a prisoner exchange. And some of them thinks they go tell you, say, politics don't interfere. And politics, when I always think, say, politics is bad, but politics now based on interest. What's in good for me? Or what's in good for me on side? Now I make people that are waiting into politics for take time. More way into bilateral or multilateral, you know, relationships them with countries them. So right now, Ukraine, they pass suffer the casualties. And all the arms there, what US they supply or they help them with, some them we go say maybe not free, but some them we go say Ukraine got to pay for them. You know, America had already taxed them. As time progressed one day, Ukraine get for payback for all the supplies them with American money don't supply them. And if not lie, now it make them so anxious about this deal regards to the port. For let Russia allow Ukraine for move their cargo ships them, you know, for move, you know, items them, such as the grains, the food, way more important, the grains, you know, and that's they use for make flour, bread, etc., etc., etc. So the NEPA work, you know, hardly for make sure say this deal come into existence. And the area actually, I just forget the name of the area because now a certain specific sea, well, Russia they control. And that's to give you access to the Black Sea. Well, I remember the name of this, you know, this Terry. I go first and come back up. You know, so right now it's all about the seaport. The seaports, the migration of them boats there for move from one place to another. So if Russia they control certain area of their seaports there, or don't put mines them, sea mines them, any ship where mistake pass or attempts for move will be destroyed unless if Russia allow. So now this now they show a clear, vivid picture that Russia then probably don't succeed by this war or this battle. Because Ukraine now need for make supply. Why make Ukraine need for make supply? Now then they produce them products there, then wheats there, you know, and then they produce them largely, you know. But also this now the revenue stream. Now the area this side they make money. So if what's it we they sell, we're not able to sell unto people there and we products the waste, how are we able, you know, do things in our country? How are we able to take care of people them? Etc. etc. Or how are we able to buy more arms them for fight the enemy? All this now a problem. And would I go be the #1 buyer? Now the US. America they hope say this port here go be open. America really they hope say this port here go be open. And if it open, then go take advantage. Because majority of the products will go first to them. But there's a problem. Now Russia go use this also as, you know, a tactics for, you know, also get at him. Forget at him. Because you never know if the Americans they maybe go put weapons there, but then ships there where they migrate to and from Ukraine. You never know if the American man then go arm them up, say carry weapons there inside Ukraine. So now another conflict that what the Russians and probably not go trust this deal here. And we're back involved for the inspection deals there. They send a NATO and Turkey. And Turkey really don't partner with Russia, Tiggy one. So things are really done rough for America. I've been telling you this from the beginning. From the beginning, I tell you, I said that whole area, the moment where Turkey just align with Russia, no problem. And other countries in the Middle East also don't align with Russia, which don't, you know, creates more alarm for the Americans. They go for take their time now. That chess game with them they play, the game they pattern. So now you make what's in the happen inside Ukraine. Now buff. Not buff, not buff. So that losses. And when I know what things in that losses, you go say that just bombs them. Well, them bureaus them, they don't destroy most of them bureaus them. You know? Government, what they talk of bureaus them, the MDs them. Any government institution where they function or partner with governments for function properly. You know? So most of them sites and government sites them, government facilities them, you know, where they when at the place that's what they use, you know, for make sure say they're able to channel the mass system. You know, the administratives. You know, so if Russia don't destroy all the areas there, the administratives, you know, etc. Now a problem for Ukraine. For starts back again, now a problem. Because they don't destroy their system. You know? Just like Salon right now. If somebody go mistake, you know, with Parliament, all the other places them, now problem for Salon. Now major problem for Salon. So inside Ukraine, Russia don't conquer down. And this seaports area outside the perfect for, but outside Russia, you know, they control most likely at the next battleground is Russia go succeed. Because an interior also. You know? So I want to relate this back to Taiwan. Same thing with China, you know, Depa, you know, really they, what's the word I use? I don't want to say forcefully, but the demand for America relinquish the hands of Taiwan. For totally remove the hands of Taiwan. You know, because portion of that land will belong to China. So that the same claim where Russia gets. You know? So the Taiwan, well, China ready for go, you know, attack just now. The Americans are going to support. You know, another challenge again. Now we don't see what's take place inside Ukraine. They're going to support, you know, the Taiwanese people there. You know, since they want to become separated from China itself. Another issue, another conflict. So go for what they think of all the things there. America, the anti flop, the mutts back don't flop. All they talk, you know, and the reality, you don't tiggy. You don't tiggy. So what say some of the people in the talk around, especially, you know, Bulgaria, Hungary, etc. What's in they don't talk? And also a huge fence they don't build around Poland and Belarus for separating them two countries there, you know, very serious. So now people there from Hungary or Bulgaria, etc. inside Europe, they talk say the only two countries that we need for make peace, let this war stop. Now Russia and America. very conflicting to me. Now not talk say now Ukraine and Russia. They say now America and Russia need to get peace for let the war stop inside Ukraine. Politics, very bad, very bad. So we don't know. Right now the American man don't say the Ukrainians there, they're subjected under them. Now this time fearful. What somebody don't misguide you. They don't influence you. I make you for take time with you party the way you get. Where you party don't misguide you, don't mislead you. They don't care you go in deep, inside. Now problem don't begin to take place. Now then reverse, they left you inside it. The only person you go call on, and that you party there. Because that person number you be the pamper. So if that you party there, now they play hand to hand with you. Now you don't suffer. So that's to take place with the Ukrainians them and US. Now the Ukrainians they don't suffer because America don't left them. They don't left them. Unless if something will benefit them. Then they go jump inside. Politics. Now let me continue. And also what's the people they enforce? They say the sanctions they want NATO, place on Russia are not effective. They're not effective at all. They're not effective. They're not strong enough. They need to work. They need to work. They need to work. Not to Russia. Russia be they tell America say sanction all you want, not to for we. Now business money. One thing about government, I go for understand this. Now business. Russia, they get ambassadors them. They get envoys them. They get people already send for go market Russia. And people in there where they buy. If America don't buy stuff, but people in there where they buy. So let me continue. And Russia, don't forget, sir, now then they supply, the highest or the huge amount of gas all around Europe. So they don't penalize most countries. Most countries and then they get gas. Most countries they don't shut from wheat. This flour business. And now Russia and they create all this impediment. And now chaos don't begin to take place inside Europe. The Europeans are now become divided. So now what do you think say can go win this battle? NATO and go galvanize the Europeans still. But Russia gets something what the Europeans they need. So if the Europeans send back now they see eye to eye with Putin, things can go escalate. And any outside there is a hungry man. If when you're hungry, must believe say something go become hungry. So let me continue. Again, gas another issue, yeah? And I don't think say the Ukraine president ready for that shots guy, that comedian. It go be say this man a be comedian, but now we are soldier. Now something take place, now you gonna know some patriotic souls them. This guy when I want to wear combat, want to serve the army. But God can make the president of this country. And they like today, it's mapped before. And in back, don't say the dirty politics, but a fair way for maneuver. And one thing about life back, I think that now society man able to control them out. Because if they expose US by now, why not they do that? Because it will be at their own detriment. So it just stay silence and try for put more power, to enforce them. And another crazy part, this is serious. We'll go for digest this there. American man they make weapons, but not all man able to use them weapons. They're high-tech, sophisticated weapons them. They get some powerful weapons them, but if Ukrainians them purchase their weapons there, past the American man come back for help them for fire this weapon. The Ukrainians there, or the countries where they purchase the weapons there, not going able to use them once them. They need training. So what's happened lately? Then take some few soldier money, can go Europe for go train them with their high-tech weapons there, while people in the suffer casualties them at the war front. And this is very sickening. And I want to tell you something, the American man do this intentionally. They do this intentionally. When they make weapons, they were sophisticated. We're not going to spend enough money for buying from we. then we're not going to spend our money also for we go train una, based on the technicalities that on how to operate this machine here. So that they rip her in and out, ripping and sliding. So now I make the Russians be concerned. What them they talk say the American man say they send weapons inside Ukraine. Now other than go operate their machines there, past the trained Americans, and that's go create a conflict, for the war. So that means that the American man they fight the war. Yeah. And so far the statistics then say about out of the 100% of all Ukraine soldiers them, about 90% don't be wiped off. If that's not true, like what they can say you get 10,000 soldier money. They don't eliminate almost 9,000 or 9,500. You just get 500 left. But when I know say we get mercenaries in the world. We get beaucoup mercenaries. Even some man when I Sierra Leone when they are salon, so we get mercenaries in a salon. If you call, they announce the right money, but come on, they go join for fight the war. So if Ukraine gets money just now, they can able buy beaucoup soldier money for go fight this war. So it's all about the capital. So now I make them boats there, then ships there, then cargo there. Need for move. They need for move. They need for move. But let me continue. We're gonna make this quick. This last one. Why make back America don't they withdraw from Ukraine? Iran, another country. Tell like say that they follow them big brother them footstep. Because they don't become partner with Russia. Iran. What in Russia be they do years ago? Whether not be bluff or not, they always be the talk say they get nuclear weapons them. If the Americans then try, then go Lego. Well, that bluff there, they continue for bluff till the bluff comes to reality. The bluff comes to reality. Those days, I don't believe say Russia gets nuclear weapons, but it be there in the making. Because they just don't conquer the Soviets. If the Soviets beget nuclear weapons, then they're not to be conquer them. But they become conquered because they be lack of all thing. They be lack of strength, power, resources. So now the Soviets don't face that to reality, and now they stand firm, and I make America they take their time because they don't say any nonsense or bullshit. They're gonna lose one of their city. They're gonna lose 1, 2, 3, 4 of their city. Them Russia need to play. So Iran, IRAN, not to Iraq. Iran back. They don't declare themselves. They said them back don't stand firm. Them back now gets the capabilities them for create nuclear weapons them. And when they're ready, they will let the world know. But they announce this. Now they're able to enrich up to 60% uranium. Uranium, now what they use for creates them weapons there, the nuclear weapons there. Now then gets what it take. And then gets the machines them also for enrich them products there. And they do 60% of uranium. Far above the deal what they try to make with with NATO. Let's just say with NATO. They try to get a deal, this uranium deal with NATO. Let NATO supply the uranium so they might be able to be a nuclear world power. NATO make a deal with them for 3.67%. Just 3.67%. Excuse me. 3.67%. Now the deal they need to make with Iran, a few years ago. Well, it not be meaningful. It not be enough. So now Iran is telling say now we able make 60%, of this product here. So also, let me continue. They announce now and tell the world say then gets the interest of nuclear weapons. They get interest of nuclear weapons. So them back to use the same tactics what Russia use. Same tactics. And also they announced this after what Joe Biden, excuse me, signal. You know, he announced this after what Joe Biden go visit whose side? Whose side Joe Biden go visit? Israel and Saudi Arabia. You know, they make this announcement, Iran make this announcement after Joe Biden go visit, a 4-day visit to Israel and, what are they? Saudi Arabia. Okay, and what did Joe Biden go talk? He said, them promise, say, then go stop Iran from acquiring any nuclear weapons. That means they not go encourage themselves for possess or make any nuclear weapons. About good talk. The people that don't tell us say they're able to make up to 60% uranium. Joe Biden, they gave a good talk. I gotta give a good talk and they tell you something. So Biden say he promised for stop this. Don't continue. Biden also add that he prepare for use any force against Iran, you know, if that's gonna be the last resort. They're ready for use any force for stop Iran if that's gonna be the last resort. Iran not for make nuclear weapons, Iran not for go buy nuclear weapons, etc., etc. And the nuclear deal with them give them, or the deal with them they try to give them, that 3.67%. You know, I know the things they will come to reality. You know. So again, I believe the partnership with Russia. When you partner with Russia, you go do things that we not go believe say it's possible. You know, checkmate. You know, so now they don't checkmate. You know, U.S. parties. What's America go do? Okay, but that's not what the Israelis then go do. The Israel people they're ready for attack Iran. You don't say that them two countries that need to pull force. Israel and Iran need to pull. Well, Israel they panic. You know, say Israel, they don't tell American money to supply them weapons. Same thing with Saudi Arabia. They don't really take advantage by Iran. Even though Iran back mixed by the corruption, because them back be mixed by the corruption, till they go conquer Iraq. Just then kill Saddam Hussein. That's not of us. This talk is deep, it only sweets me. You know, so Israel say they're ready for strike any facility where they notice say them people there they make nuclear weapons. And they don't need the permission of NATO. They don't need self NATO for support them or back them up. The moment when they notice they attack. Yeah, they will attack. So they were outside, but it not look like say me to me. What's that they think now? All the actors there, all man want in power, but not think say I'm a Gideon or I'm a Getting or World War III go come true. You know, I want to see him. I want to see him. The hope so no go come to reality. But let's just balance Africa. Many affect themselves inside Europe. But World War III will come to reality. And then will come to reality. You know, war then will take place. You know, people then go die. Bombings then go to take place. The coward way for fetch war. Then people there go to fetch. Then go then in countries there, then launch missiles and no more. Now so then go to fetch war. They get planes there, we go to go left bombs them. Now so then go to fetch war. You know, the coward way. They all are punks them. Yeah. So Israel ready for attack Iran. And Iran back, then ready. Then ready, tiggy one. You know, so they don't fool now, say they panic. They need to panic here. They need to panic. Yemen, we don't know what's going on in Yemen. You know? We don't know what's going on in Yemen. Saudi Arabia don't really abuse Yemen. But may they continue. So Yemen, Israel, NATO, they see eye to eye. You know, they see eye to eye. So now the thing is what they're going around the world. And one thing back what Iran talk is they say they can easily produce 90% enriched uranium. Now they will produce 60%. But they also get the ability, you know, for produce 90% of enriched, you know, uranium. So time will come once them weapons they are created, I believe say all them weapons they are going to be manifested. Now Babylon, I never call name. You go think now it's a new Babylon. But it will be manifested inside Babylon. You know? Not to Africa. Not to for Africa. You know? So one thing I want, you know, open on our thoughts then very quickly. We don't start now with this Babylon, so we'll conclude this very quickly. In those days, Babylon will be whose side? Even though maybe we know of the first Babylon, what they say, but we know some other Babylonian, you know, territories and be there before whose side they say, they claim Egypt, Iran, all this Middle Eastern area there. But Babylon will be Iraq. Starting with Iraq. Iraq now, you know, Iran, all this area. You know? That'll be the first Babylon. And what's in the Bible be disputes about Babylon? Now listen, you know. What's in the Bible be disputes about Babylon? They say that all the fornication they take place. Now they all the sinful activities and they take place. Now they much commands they don't lose their souls then to the devil. Now they idol worshippers or idol worshiping they take place. All the evil anything, you know, and the woman they see them naked. In those days, though, you know, Babylon, Iraq, you know, it become conquered. Well now, the new Babylon, we all know it's in the USA. Now the same thing they repeat itself. The same thing. The same thing what the Bible denounced, disputes, you know. Now the same thing then they practice. Now the same thing then they practice. The culture what they thief from the Middle East people they are. And the Middle Easters, I believe they thief from the Africans then because now we originate everything. You know, now Babylon is inside America. I watch BT today, I watch 2021 awards, I just laugh. I enjoy a small laugh. Now you see Bella woman all they gonna stage for perform. You see black homosexuals and now they go on stage, they perform. What they done, they kiss themselves back on stage. Now BET awards. BET nobody encourage them things there. They tell me maybe they come up. BET nobody encourage them things there. Now homosexuality don't become a legal, you know, thing. The sad thing, then use this tier for degrade the black rights. That's how I put it. What thing black people and be the fight for with freedom, with liberty, black people and go, you know, because they be segregatory and, you know, they be enslaved we. Will be the fight for equality. Well, homosexuality now don't add to that. You know, if black people, you know, they fight for get their freedom, their rights, gay people they associate that with, you know, with purpose. Any sick way come that they entwine really tangle something with the black purpose or the black movement. And so as long as you black and you gay also, you will be part of the system what the white man they create for make sure say all man become gay. All man for become gay. Gay go become a new religion inside America and the world globally. I've done telling you this before. Then people are they become powerful. A friend of mine advised me. He said, you continue for talk of this. He said, if not take time, Facebook will block your page. Well, if Facebook block me page, I don't give a you know, now sickness, now disease. For not take time, it will take control all over. All over. All over. Say inside Africa. Inside Nigeria. Most of the artists them, you know, Nabati boy them. Nabati boy them. Most of them rap artists them. You know, Nabati boy them. Now homosexuals them. So now make all manner inside Nigeria not care again. You can be gay if you want to be straight and not matter again. They don't sell their soul to the devil. And then practice that they face inside Africa. I mean the money. And we leaders then they fall and fall foot because they're all subjected to democracy or to NATO. So Babylon go face kind of sickness back to it. Yeah, that's gone. And this the money. The money. Me, if I get power, I they eradicate this sickness come out of this country. Yeah? Some of you will lock them up. No, we will lock them up because I go glad if you go to jail. As long as you can't be manding a jail, so you not to anything. You know, we go find way for deal with that. But the new Babylon, you know, we don't know. They don't sing of it. So when I read about the old Babylon, how the old Babel be there, and to the new Babel, they would see say nothing not change. The concepts of the world still not the same. You just think say the world they change, but everything just they evolve. Now it's circle. What you they do today, you think say in you, other man we don't do them before you they start them. You know? So I want to conclude and say, when I boy against Charles Muslims the servant, and we'll continue for pave the way, we'll continue for bless the way. More insightful messages that going to come out from this boy. No panicking, no shaking, no bullshitting, no fear. You know, even though with the fear, but not that kind of fear. They. So no fear. You know, Allah don't see we fear them. We immediately fear them. You know, so we left all to Allah. Allahu Akbar. Would have still blessed on the boy against Charles Muslims, the servant, aka Bepeko.